set for a warmer week throughout the upcoming. A proposed public market in Brookfield could soon receive $14 million in grant money.
The Journal-Sentinel reports that Common Council members approved the creation of the new tax incremental financing district last Tuesday. Visit Brookfield is working with Urgent's development firm to help develop the two-story public market. They'll have local eateries, bars, and shops in both an indoor and outdoor setting. Currently, Visiting Milwaukee is eyeing to buy 2 acres of land where the former Boston store was located at the Brookfield Square Mall. No timeline has been set for when the public market would be built. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Public Library's recent renovated Martin Luther King branch is now open to the public. Former Harambee neighborhood resident Danielle Brooks tells WTMJ the expanded branch brings new opportunities for children in the community.
I was really excited to see some of the recording equipment, the green wall. It's really opening up so many opportunities for students to get a glance at what a potential career could look like for them. It's just really incredible that they have access to so much now.
Brooks hopes that children take full opportunity of the resources the library offers so they can further engage in their education and find successful careers in their lives. Milwaukee leaders opened the doors Friday at the Office of African American Affairs with a message of opportunity and stability. The new space on the city's north side will serve all residents while focusing on issues facing African Americans in Milwaukee. Mayor Cavalier Johnson told WTMJ,
"This is really going to be a game changer on the north side of Milwaukee. When folks have stability in their lives, then that's not only good for them, it's good for their kids. When those neighborhoods are not porous, then the city becomes safer."
Mayor Johnson emphasized that all are welcome and encourages residents to take part. The first Stars and Stripes honor flight of the season has returned to Milwaukee.
Safely back on the ground, a raucous homecoming. 108 veterans from Milwaukee returning here to Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. Some sunshine, some rain in Washington, D.C. Lots of handshakes, lots of congratulations, lots of salutes for our veterans from Korea, World War II, and Vietnam. The fall honor flight season is now underway in Milwaukee. At the airport, John Mercier, WTMJ News.
It's game day for the Green Bay Packers. The team begins the season against the defending NFC North champions, Detroit Lions.
For the first time since 2018, the Packers will open the season at home. And there's something just right about that for Lions head coach Dan Campbell.
That's one of those places on the 8th day the good Lord made Lambeau.
Campbell's staff features a new coordinator on offense and defense, making the challenge more significant for Packers head coach Matt LaFleur.
You just have to prepare for unscouted looks.
Today's game will mark the debut of newly acquired pass rusher Micah Parsons.
I don't think he'll have any issues.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Coverage of today's game begins at noon on 94.5 ESPN. Sports traffic and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:03.
Sponsored by Accunet Mortgage.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
After writing 3 unsuccessful offers, Brenda decided to make a no-regrets offer on this next property. She offered $35,000 over asking and promised to complete the purchase even if the appraised value came in as much as $25,000 below the accepted offer price. Why? Because she was tired of losing, and because her Accunet loan consultant showed her that even in her worst-case scenario, no additional money would be needed at closing, and her payment, which on this home was much more affordable than others she wrote offers on, would only increase by $17 a month. Brenda's no-regrets offer, backed up by a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet, was accepted over several others. And wouldn't you know, the appraised value came in at the significantly higher than asking purchase price, which happens 9 out of 10 times in our experience. If you or someone you know wants help understanding what a no-regrets pre-approval might look like, get started by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
I believe in aliens, ghosts, and UFOs, but I don't believe Hasselus Mattress is employee-free.
It's true. Give our mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Do these mattresses come from Area 51?
We're talking big names like Sealy Posturepedic and Beautyrest.
Who's supporting you? The Illuminati?
If you need support, through Monday, get a free adjustable base with any new mattress.
That's what the lizard people told you to say.
Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Family owned, family operated, family values. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. there's one near you.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Group of Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers win their second game of the series against the Pirates 4-1. The final game of the series is today at 12:35. Our coverage begins at noon. The Green Bay Packers play their first game of the season against the Detroit Lions today. That game begins at 3:25 in Lambeau. Badger football wins 42-10 against Middle Tennessee Saturday evening, bringing their record to 2-0. They face Alabama next Saturday. Badger Sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast today. Mostly sunny with a high of 67. Tonight, pretty clear with a low of 48 near the lakeside and 42 inland. Monday, mostly sunny with a high of 71. Tuesday, partly cloudy and a bit warmer with a high of 76. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 80. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 78. Right now in Madison, it's 47. In Green Bay, it's 46. In Waukesha, it's 48. And in Milwaukee, it's 49 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins.
We have a very busy show today, but before we do anything else, Nazir, I want to talk to you for a minute because it was late Friday afternoon when we learned about the crash at 27th and St. Paul, and it was later on in the evening that we found out it was not one but two Marquette lacrosse students who were killed in that, and a few others were injured. What do we know as of this morning?
As of right now, the victims are 19-year-old Scott Michaud, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, of Springboro, Ohio, and 20-year-old Noah Snyder of Irving, New York. Both were standout sophomores and named to the Big East All-Academic team. 4 other students were in the car. They were injured, but they are expected to survive. The driver of the vehicle is a 41-year-old driver, and they were arrested for homicide by intoxication use of vehicles. So it was a drunk driving incident. Yes, allegedly it was, yes, but
that's what they were arrested for.
Right,
but
right.
We don't have an identity.
We don't have an identity yet. We don't have a clear, identification of the person. But yeah, it's rough.
So 5 of the students in that car were from Marquette, and they were all lacrosse players.
Yep.
Isn't that nearby where they practice?
Yep, it's nearby. I'm not. It's not confirmed if they were coming from practice or not, or if they maybe were just at the facility or something like that. But yeah, they were all hanging out. They're all teammates, so it's assumed that they're going to be together a lot more times than not.
Sure.
And so it's a tragedy for sure. And I'm sure a lot of people at Marquette are feeling this over the weekend. And
well, I know they had a mass yesterday on campus, but they've canceled all sporting events. Do you know for how long?
I would assume maybe just for this week, this upcoming week. I don't know the exact times, but I'm sure that they're going to hold some type of ceremony at the next game that they have, the next home game that they have, especially to honor these 2 that passed away.
Well, I mean, it's a terrible tragedy, and I think the Marquette lacrosse team has only been around for about 10 years.
Yeah, they're a pretty young team. They're pretty small little team that they just got into, but it's. I'm sure that they'll honor these 2 for sure. They were some great players. I'm sure great young men.
Well, it's not even just good players, because
right.
to get into Marquette to begin with, you got to be a pretty good student. And one of them was a biomedical science major. The other was a business student.
Yep.
I mean, these were gifted young men.
Yes.
And just the pain, not just their family is going through, the survivors of that accident, and then also the other students on Marquette. I mean, this is such a tragedy for that school, especially at the beginning of a school year.
Right at the beginning, yeah. They just got to campus. I'm sure move-in was about 3 weeks ago. So, it sucks to have to report something like that, especially for some young students when you see them doing so well.
And again, it's a heartbreaking story, and it's still in the development stage because we don't know exactly who the person who was arrested is. How long do they have to hold that individual before they identify them to the public?
I'd assume they'd have to go through a whole bunch of processing with, their documents and with the reason why they were arrested, and then they'll put it on public
But they already
record.
have charges already?
Yeah, I believe they have charges pending right now.
Pending. Okay.
I don't think there's any charges.
So they won't
on
release the identity
Right.
until they actually
and
file the
until
charges.
Correct. Until they're all out, until they got everything set, then they'll release it. But it's all pending right now.
Just a horrible, horrible situation, and who would think that would happen at 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon?
Right.
It's just very sad. All right, Nazir, I know if you learned anything else this morning, you will definitely let us know. And as I said, it is a busy day today. Do you have grandparents, by the way?
I do.
Did you call and wish them happy Grandparents' Day yet?
I have not today. Yeah, it's a little early, but I will later on, actually.
Well, grandparents are up. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. They're always up. Happy Grandparents' Day to all the grandparents out there. Well, in addition to a lot of other things going on, September is Suicide Awareness Month. We're going to be joined by somebody about that and a worthy cause that they are supporting. Also, speaking of worthy causes, it's been a couple of years since you've heard about Al's Run. Well, there's a reason, because it's now evolved, and we'll tell you exactly what it's going to be and how you can be involved. Also, it is the first regular season game for the Packers, and the controversy of the last couple of weeks had to do with NFL cheerleaders. Now, I don't think that's a problem for Green Bay, because I think they still use kids from high schools around the Green Bay area. But a lot of these NFL cheerleaders, there's a whole thing going on. And Alex Strofe is going to be joining us. He is Mr. Irrelevant from ESPN here in Milwaukee. And we'll be talking to him about that. Also, if you've been called for jury duty lately, some people want to be, others don't. Well, the one thing you do want to know is about a fake jury scam, and we're going to tell you about that. Also, do you know what the richest zip code in the area is? Well, Tim Gibbons from the Milwaukee Business Journal has that answer, and it might surprise a few people. Also, new at 9, we're going to be talking about emotional support animals and also taking candy and other things away from kids. WTMJ's Eric Belston is here to highlight an everyday hero. We're going to take a look back at the week in review. Isaac's pushing buttons. Nazir is in the newsroom. And in just 2 minutes, it is Marquardt in Sports right here on WTMJ. It is 49 degrees at 8:13.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi, and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Get your aches and pains under control and bring back your energy. Whether it's headaches, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, time and repetition is key to staying on the right track. I've been seeing Dr. Alex and his team for 2 years now. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Connect Chiropractic uses a special tool that is targeted and effective, yet pain-free and gentle. In Delafield and Wauwatosa, and the new location on Rawson Avenue in Oak Creek. Get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Brewers made the Pirates walk the plank last night in Pittsburgh. After 4 fairly uneventful innings, Jake Bauers stepped up to the plate.
3-0 pitch, he had a light, drills it to deep right. This is sailing back towards the wall. Goodbye. Jake Bauers, a 2-run home run on a 3-0 swing. And the Brewers have a 2-0 lead in the 4th inning.
Jackson Churio had a 2-run homer of his own in the 8th, and Pittsburgh just couldn't keep up, with the Crew winning 4-1. The Brewers and the Pirates meet one more time in Pittsburgh this afternoon. Our coverage starts at noon here on WTMJ. And the Packers face the Lions tonight in Green Bay, first game of their regular season. We'll be simulcasting Green Bay game night after the game here on WTMJ. In college sports, Badgers football wiped out the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders last night, beating them 42-10. Badgers sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more. I'm Mark Ort for WTMJ Sports.
Thanks a lot, Mark Court. They walked the plank.
They walked the plank.
I like you. Come up with some pretty good ones there. All right, it's 8:16, and it's time to recognize another everyday hero. Here's WTMJ's Eric Bilstead with the story.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, we identify an average John or Jane Doe as someone who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Hershey Park, as a matter of fact. It's kind of like Great America. This past week, lots of people were there enjoying a summer day when they noticed a little boy walking on the monorail track about 30 feet up in the air. John Sampson, a veterinarian on vacation with his family, talking to Good Morning America, says he knew he had to do something.
When you have that kind of dad instinct, it doesn't matter if it's your kid or not, it's a child, that you want to make sure they're safe as possible.
So John climbs up onto the roof of a concession stand nearby. Then he jumps onto the monorail track.
There was a fence that I jumped on, and then I was able to jump on the roof from there, and then it was a straight shot up.
Yes! Oh my God! Amazingly, he was able to get the kid's attention, walk toward him, and swoop him into his arms.
When I finally got him in my arms, honestly, there was no words. I was just mumbling, I'm so happy, I got you, you're okay.
The boy's family was thrilled.
They contacted me, and then we had a nice conversation. Obviously, super, super happy to hear that he's back with his parents. And then I got a nice thank you as well from the son, so that was nice.
Thank you, John, for being an everyday hero. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Thanks a lot, Bilstead. It is 8:19, and we have 49 degrees. I'm going to have your forecast, and also coming up next, we've got Tim Gibbons from the Milwaukee Business Journal. What's the richest zip code around? We're going to tell you about it. It's all ahead. Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
He was the judge in Milwaukee County that allegedly helped an undocumented immigrant flee the courthouse as ICE agents closed in.
And diving into the details with Julia Fellow.
Also the Wisconsin Supreme Court suspended Dugan from any of her judicial duties while this case proceeds.
Tune in to Wisconsin's afternoon news, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m., only here on WTMJ.
Glass shower doors are beautiful, but the way they used to make them doesn't allow for them to stay looking beautiful for long. And that's because hard water, heat, humidity, and even soap can corrode standard shower glass. But our newest product, ShowerGuard Glass, is different. Its patented technology permanently seals the glass surface against discoloration and corrosion. And with regular cleaning, your new ShowerGuard glass is going to look new for years to come. So if that old glass shower door of yours is ready to go, give me a call about ShowerGuard Glass. Now, you can't find this product everywhere, but you can find it at Les's Glass. And with over 30 years of experience installing glass shower doors, you can take our word for it. It lives up to its billing. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
From family barbecue to quiet mornings, a new deck from Outdoor Living Unlimited is built to last. We are Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to our Outdoor Living Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
It's going to be mostly sunny today with a high of 67 degrees. Then clear tonight, down to about 48 if you're near the lake, 42 further inland. Tomorrow looks mostly sunny, 71. Gets warmer on Tuesday. Be a little bit cloudier, but 76 for a high. And then by Wednesday, we're back up around 80 under mostly sunny skies. And on Thursday, looks like cool down just a little bit, 78 for a high, but still pretty nice out there with a lot of sunshine. If you're headed to Green Bay for a little bit of tailgating today, it's 49 degrees there right now. Madison has 50, 49 degrees in Waukesha, and it's 49 at WTMJ at 8:22. It's time to check in with Timothy Gibbons, the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, and everybody in town seems to be talking about the new director of the Art Museum and what this is going to mean for the city, Tim.
It was a really big announcement this week that Kim Sajed is the new director of the Art Museum. Listeners might actually know her name because she was in the news previously because of her past job. So she was director of the National Portrait Gallery, which is part of the Smithsonian. Got into a little kerfluffle with the president, so she left, not necessarily terribly willingly. I believe the president claimed he fired her. She said she resigned. But the important thing is this is a museum director of huge stature. I mean, the National Portrait Gallery is a big deal. So for her to say that the Milwaukee Art Museum is where she wants to land really says something about the quality of the museum and says something about the city's stature as a cultural hub.
I think she is going to be fascinating. I really do. In the experience she has, because it's not just in Washington, it is international experience in the art world.
Right. So we were talking about this and the idea that there is all the political stuff, but I'm kind of jumping over that, not because it's not important, it is on some sense, but for her having this job, it's really not. They didn't hire her because of that. They hired her not just because of her experience in art, but she's just a really good organizational leader. So you don't necessarily have a lot of people who have a master's degree in art history and an MBA. That's not, necessarily a common combination, but she has both, as well as a doctorate in literate studies. So talk about a complete package.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be an exciting time for the art scene in and around Milwaukee. Let's talk about something else that's kind of hitting the news, and that is that New Life community development, and that project, it's going to go forward.
Yeah, it's been in the works for a while. It's a $16 million mixed-use project. It's going to have a 6-story building, about 36 apartments, community facilities. There's a little bit of development boom going on in that part of the city. Nearby, there's another developer who's doing 62 affordable apartment units. So I always like when we talk about these projects because there's a certain amount of the work itself from a development standpoint interests us as the Business Journal, but there's also just the community impact where you can see neighborhoods like this getting transformed or at least getting elevated as these groups come in and create not just housing, but also amenities around it.
What do you think is the most exciting part that they're looking at?
There's a lot of interesting things there. I find it fascinating that there's going to be an urban garden as part of it because I read studies on urban planning over the years, and it's really interesting how bringing that little bit of greenery into the middle of the city can just, really shape how people live.
Another project that seems to be moving forward is the Olympia Fields one. Now, tell us exactly what that entails.
This is another one of these big projects. It's actually 2 projects, depending on how you look at it. But what happened this week is the City of Oconomowoc approved tax increment financing for the projects. So the first project is called Elevate, which is a mixed-use residential and commercial sort of thing, housing and some retail things and things like that. And then basically adjacent or nearby, the former Olympia ski hill is going to be transformed basically into this multi-year destination sort of thing. So it's going to have pickleball and tennis and golf simulators and live music and a whole bunch of stuff that is supposed to amenitize the space, not just for the residents who will be living at Elevate, but attracting people from across the region.
I was going to say, how important is that to not just appeal to people in your own community, but to bring people from other areas in?
Yeah, that's always the thing. There's the line in development of whatever the neighborhood is. A project can't live just on a neighborhood. Come up. I've done a lot of reporting around, craft breweries, for example, and it's like wherever you are, you need to have a little bit of a draw. Now, it helps a lot when you have that residential development there as part of the project because you kind of have a captive audience, that the people who live in the 116 residential units at Elevate, which is right next to the bowling alley, well, that's where they're going to go bowl. But the idea is that you bring in more people as well.
We're talking with Tim Gibbons. He is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. And speaking about bringing people into other areas, a little bit more movement on the Brookfield Public Market. What did they decide this week?
Yeah, real quick, that very much is a project that it feels like we talk about a lot, but the big thing is that tax increment financing, $14 million of it was approved for the project, which really sets the stage for it to go forward. One of the things I find interesting on this, we kind of both mentioned that thing that we've talked about a lot. In part, that's because unlike a lot of these projects, it's moving so quickly. Usually it's like we talk about it and then 6 months later we talk about it again, but here it is boom, 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 and they're getting ready to move pretty quick.
I know the people in the neighborhood want that pile of dirt to move.
They very much do.
Another thing that I think people were relieved to hear is after the flood that we experienced a couple of weeks ago, Cafe Hollander in Wauwatosa is going to be reopening.
Yeah, they had a lot of damage, so it's good to see that they've been able to get back on their feet. Coming here from Florida, and I'm used to seeing flood damage and having those storms just really hurt businesses, so really good news. They launched in time for Tosa Fest, which started on Friday, so it was really good that they were able to get back.
And it's great for their employees as well, because I know they really wanted to get back to work. We talked a lot about different communities today. I mean, a lot of different zip codes there, Brookfield and Conomowoc and Wauwatosa. You have a story, and I believe this is going to be ongoing at the Milwaukee Business Journal, about some of the richest zip codes in the area. And what did you all find out?
Yeah, this was fascinating, and it's something that we did with all of the business journals across the country, was crunch through a whole bunch of numbers about the zip codes and where the wealthiest live. And it took a little bit of number crunching to do that, because you can't just look at here's whatever the average income of a zip code or something, because you start dealing with issues of population density and things like that. So where would you think the largest concentration of wealth is?
In southeastern Wisconsin, and you're talking about a single zip code, probably around River Hills?
So it's actually downtown. It's the zip code that includes East Town, the Third Ward, the Lower East Side, and we figured that it's a combination of the amount of money and the density of it there. Where this plays in, Milwaukee's not the only city to see this, is that you do end up with, as downtowns have kind of redeveloped and people are still going to the suburbs, you end up with these donuts of wealth in the middle of the city and wealth in the suburbs, and maybe not so much wealth around it. So like many cities, it's one of the reasons why Milwaukee is so focused on getting people to move back into the city proper, because you have wealth here and you have wealth out there, but kind of the broad city needs to bring people across the area.
You know what I find interesting that you said it's that downtown area. How many of those people use an apartment or a condo in that area but have another home in one of these other suburbs you talked about?
That is a question, but the way the census actually does this data crunching, it is supposed to be your primary residence. Now, primary residence doesn't actually have a technical definition, so there's probably some slippage there. But you look at projects like the Couture and 333 and the Ascent and 777, all of those projects, I'm sure there are people who have those as the place somebody stays during Summerfest sort of thing.
Pied-à-terre. Let's use some French here. The pied-à-terre.
Yeah. Oh, you're getting all fancy.
We are. Well, you're so fancy. All right. Tim Gibbons. I want to hear more about the zip codes later on. It is Tim Gibbons, the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. It's always so great to have you here.
It's great to talk to you as well.
Yeah, that's all I've got from how many years of French. All right, it is 8:29. We're just a couple of minutes away from Nadia Spencer in the WTMJ Breaking News Center.
Arvid, he fell asleep in the Perry sleeper again. Come on, Ben. Wake up.
Go away. I'm hibernating.
You can't hibernate.
I can in the Perry Sleeper. It has 5 extra inches of sleep space.
And no painful bar in the middle of my back.
I'm going back to sleep. I set an alarm.
For what time?
April.
The Perry Sleeper, starting at just $125 a month with no interest till September of 2028 through September 7th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
My gut tells me that this summer heat's gonna last, and that means your AC's gonna be put through the paces. Now, we all know that AC can take a licking and keep on ticking, especially if it's an Armstrong. But when yours needs to be put out to pasture, call Quality. With over 70 vehicles on the road, we'll be there in a hurry. And with over 60 years of experience, how can you go wrong?
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Think of your experienced Quality electrician for remodels or smaller projects like replacing fixtures or fluorescent lights to LED, electric car charging port installs, and electric panel swap outs. Codes are about to change that require a more expensive breaker. Quality can help. And for a power outage, count on lightning fast emergency service.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
Are you reeling in the year?
It's 8:31. Well, there's still a lot of people who are reeling around a little bit after the news of those 2 Marquette lacrosse players who were killed in that car accident around 5 o'clock on Friday, and there is somebody in custody, Nazir.
Yes, thank you, Libby. The victims of a deadly crash that killed 2 Marquette students that have been identified. The first is 20-year-old Noah Snyder, and the second is 19-year-old Scott Michaud. Both students played for the Marquette's men's lacrosse team. They were killed when this car was struck at 27th Street and St. Paul around 5 p.m. Friday night. They were among 6 people in the car. 4 others were injured and 2 were sent to the hospital. A 41-year-old driver was taken into custody with charges pending. The crash comes just 1 week after the beginning of the school year. Plans are moving forward to renovate Halefair Field. The Milwaukee Business Journal reports that the former site of County Stadium will see renovations to the turf and broken scoreboard for $1.2 million. The current turf could potentially be replaced with an artificial surface in an effort to gain more favor with Little League teams. The plan still needs to be approved by the Wisconsin Professional Baseball Park District Board to move forward. Renovations to the field would take place during the offseason in 2026. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly sunny with a high of 67. Tonight, clear with a low of 48 near the lake and 42 inland. Monday, mostly sunny with a high of 71. Tuesday, partly cloudy and a bit warmer with a high of 76. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 80. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 78. Right now in Madison, it's 49. In Waukesha, it's 48. And in Milwaukee, it's 51 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:34.
Thanks a lot, Nazir. And in just 2 minutes, it's the Week in Review, sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
Visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
And welcome back to the second half hour of Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. I'm Libby Collins. A little bit later on this half hour, have you been called for jury duty lately? Well, in case you are, you got to watch out for a scam. We'll tell you about that in just a couple of minutes. But first, there were street takeovers that ravaged the holiday weekend. The NFL season officially begins, and Epstein survivors spoke out. Plus, there was a lot more. It's the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
I'd like to say congratulations, 40 years for engineer Kent Sommerfeld.
Our pregame guest, Kent Sommerfeld's first pitch. Here it comes. Oh, it bounced.
We got the reading on the radar gun from Kent Sommerfeld's first pitch, by the way. 41 miles per hour, so he was halfway to a big league changeup.
Welcome to downtown Milwaukee on the holiday weekend. Video posted all over social media of multiple so-called street takeovers.
Participating in these events, it's not smart. It just really isn't. Like, somebody's going to end up hurt. Somebody's going to end up dead.
Joining us right now is Alex Ayala. He is the president of the Milwaukee Police Association.
We are done doing so much with so little.
A lot of cities are wondering if the National Guard might help.
I think they would be a great help, and I welcome it. Bring the National Guard to Milwaukee so they can give us a hand.
I don't understand why he's interested in bringing in federal troops now, bringing in the federal government now.
He's back, baby. Manassas has officially signed a contract to return to the Milwaukee Bucks.
I say this in all honesty, I don't think there's a more deserving person to be back with a team that he deserves to play for than Thanasis is. It's just an incredible story.
So you may have heard some whispers that this may have been a package deal, so to speak, maybe?
Giannis and TA are Milwaukee Bucks, and I couldn't be more excited.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Can I offer this disclaimer? I don't want this to happen.
Oh, boy.
My bold-a-thon pick this year is the Packers have a losing season.
Blasphemy! What a bummer.
The boldest of bold, I'll say Micah Parsons will reach 20 sacks this year.
Whoa!
20.
Let's go, hey!
Sackophones for Micah Parsons.
I bought on eBay.
That's right, Telly. Happy birthday to eBay, turning 30 today.
I'm highest bidder.
You saw what I just saw, Telly. Somebody bought Albert, Texas. It was like an unincorporated town. They bought it on eBay.
They bought it on eBay for $2.5 million, and there were a whopping 7 people in this town in 2015.
Wow. I wonder how they felt about that. Yeah, maybe one of them bought it, for all I know. Who knows?
I was only 14 years old when I met Jeffrey. It was the summer of high school. I was working 3 jobs to try to support my mom and my sister.
No one listened to them for the last how many years when they were suffering all this abuse silently.
And to the person who just texted, nobody explains why these young women agreed to go to Epstein Island. Do you know how easy it is to manipulate young people? Do not victim blame these girls.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. testifying today on President Trump's health care agenda before the Senate Finance Committee.
I'm asking the questions for Mr. Kennedy on behalf of parents
and schools and teachers who deserve so much better than your leadership.
Senator, they deserve the truth, and that's what we're going to give them for the first time in the history of that agency.
You got 2 colonies worth of murder in that magnifying glass.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
And that is the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. I'm Libby Collins. It's 8:40. We have 51 degrees. Going to get up to, we're not really going to get that warm today. To tell you the truth, we're only going to get up to about 67 degrees for a high. Coming up next, jury duty. Better watch out. They're trying to scam you. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Ken David Mazur's thoughtful and spectacular final season as music director of the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra kicks off in grand style as the MSO welcomes Stuart Goodyear to the Bradley Symphony Center as soloist in the Piano Concerto for the Left Hand by Maurice Ravel. This dazzling and inventive showpiece will be preceded by Swedish composer Andrea Torotti's festive overture. And then, in the second half, it's Richard Strauss's autobiographical work Ein Heldenleben, or A Hero's Life. With moving solos for the concertmaster, this piece features all that's best in Strauss, from its vast, sweeping design to lush harmonies and brilliant, masterful orchestration. The MSO's season opener, A Hero's Life, runs September 13th and 14th only. So reserve your tickets now while you still can. Visit MSO.org or call the box office at 414-291-7605.
Hey, John Mercure here. I am so done with those tangled holiday lights. That's why I'm super impressed with the permanent lighting solutions from Landworks, Wisconsin. Their team installs a discreet professional system that can make your home shine for any holiday, game day, or season with the touch of a button. And their commitment to year-round beauty is what Landworks is all about. It's in their custom-designed patios, stunning garden renovations, and attention to detail. It's Landworks, Wisconsin. They'll take care of you. They'll make you shine. Check it out at landworkswisconsin.com.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Called for jury duty? Well, some people are looking forward to it and other people not so much. But what you do have to watch for is being scammed. And joining us on our WTMJ hotline is our consumer expert, Michelle Reinen from DATCAP. And what are you hearing about this new twist on jury duty?
Well, you're absolutely right. It is a new twist. Scammers are now telling their targets to click a link that opens what appears to be an official government website, but it's actually a convincing fake website controlled by the scammer. And the scam starts with a call or text claiming to come from a local law enforcement agency. And after the consumer hears this news, they're sent a link to a website with an official sounding URL and page design. That website then asks the consumer to enter their birth date and social security number to find out how much they owe. And it might claim that they have thousands of dollars in unpaid fines for not appearing for jury duty.
All right. So how are people normally told that they have jury duty? What is the communication form?
Well, each municipality or each county area is a little different, but normally the first step is a letter informing you that you have jury duty, and there's a call-in procedure to see when you'll need to report. And if you're going to be unable to make it, there's a process for that as well. If you miss jury duty, you're going to get another letter. If you miss that time period and haven't gotten your excused absence from that situation. And each will follow up differently from there, but they don't call. They don't send local law enforcement asking you to pay a fine over the phone for having missed jury duty.
Are there fines that are given if you miss jury duty?
I don't know what the process is because each municipality does vary as to how they will deal with those absences. You are often given a missed opportunity and can do a makeup, if you will. but you need to contact your municipality, your clerk of courts of where you were called to find out what the legitimate process is if you have missed. But that phone call from fake law enforcement, that is not the process.
Let's reinforce this to people. If you get an unsolicited phone call and somebody asks you for your Social Security number, what should you do, Michelle?
Hang up the phone. Do not proceed with that phone call. Just hang up and no longer think about it.
All right. And Michelle, if you have questions about anything to do with your consumer rights, who do we call?
Contact DADCAP's Consumer Protection Hotline at 1-800-422-7128.
It's 8:45, 51 degrees at WTMJ. Coming up next, it's Mark Horton Sports right here on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Bring every detail of your world into clear focus with personalized eye care at Shopko Optical. Vince Vitrano here. The experienced and caring team of eye care professionals at Shopko provide comprehensive eye exams tailored to your unique vision needs. Need glasses, contacts, both? From expert care to the perfect prescription eyewear for your lifestyle. Get everything in one convenient visit. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your exam. Shopko Optical. Partners in your eye care.
We see you out there making the most of every moment, one big bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like all pairs of Skechers, buy one, get one half price. $10 off men's Northside waterproof hiking boots. And all men's and women's Carhartt non-denim work pants, 20% off. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original. In honor of Labor Day, our stores will be closed Monday, September 1st.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Cannons were firing for the Milwaukee Brewers last night as they beat the Pittsburgh Pirates with two separate two-run home runs. First came one from Jake Bowers in the fourth, then Churio stepped up to the plate in the eighth.
The 1-1 pitch. This is hit in the air to left and deep. Pham is back at the track. It is gone! Jackson Churio goes deep. It's a two-run blast, and the Brewers lead it 4-0.
The Pirates answered with one run of their own, but it wasn't enough to beat the Crew with a final score of 4-1. The Brewers and the Pirates meet one more time in Pittsburgh this afternoon. Our coverage starts at noon. And the Packers face the Lions tonight in Green Bay. We'll be simulcasting Green Bay game night after the game here on WTMJ. In college sports, Badgers football wiped out the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders last night, beating them 42-10. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more. I'm Mark Hort for WTMJ Sports.
I have a question for you, Mark Hort.
What's that?
Did you ever want to be a cheerleader?
I can't say I did.
See, I did, and I was a cheerleader. It was only 1 year, but I still got to shake my pom-poms. All right, we're going to talk about that and those NFL cheerleaders right after this. It's coming up next on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News, 8:48.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Milwaukee Health Commissioner Dr. Michael Todoritis says the Milwaukee Health Department will provide Milwaukee Public School students access to measles vaccines.
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
Meteorologists trying to get jobs at the National Weather Service are being asked to answer questions that appear to test their loyalty to the president.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m. Only on WTMJ.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
Tyson's Home Farm Auto is opening a brand new store in Ripon this fall. Tyson's is your go-to store for all things farm and home. Check us out at Tysons.com. That's THEISENS.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Welcome back. I'm Libby Collins on Wisconsin Weekend Warning News. It's 8:50. Sandy Max is on vacation this week, so I've asked ESPN Milwaukee's host of Mr. Irrelevant, Alex Strofe. He's up in Green Bay right now. He's getting ready for the Tundra Trio and that big kickoff at 3:25. And I want to talk about the game with you, Alex. But before I do anything else, let's talk about something really irrelevant, and that's NFL cheerleaders. Now, in Green Bay, it's what? They take kids from high schools, cheerleaders, they get to come and cheer at the games. Colleges,
yeah.
okay. And they get to come and cheer at the games, and I think that's really, really cool. But what the heck is going on with all these NFL teams not saying, and let's face it, ever since the Dallas Cowboys started using cheerleaders, it's all been about women and sex and skimpy outfits and shaking their booty and everything else.
For sure.
Why now are the NFL teams saying, we want the guys out there too, not doing stunts, but we want them shaking their booty as well?
Well, I think it's, I don't know if it's shaking their booty necessarily, Libby, but I think, great question. I think it's mostly just at the end of the day, it's what will provide entertainment, what will provide a talking point, right? Like, at the end of the day, the NFL is about the news. It's about the media. It's about getting a talking point. And the Minnesota Vikings, I think, which is the main team you're referring to, they have a male cheerleader now. He's obviously a dancer.
They have two.
Is it two? I thought it was only one, so it's two. But at the end of the day, we're talking about it. So I think they accomplished their point, right? Like they want to be talked about. They want to be noticed. People are going to U.S. Bank Stadium, the Vikings Stadium, to see the game. And here we are talking about the cheerleaders. So I think it's a win in their column, to be honest with you, Libby. I think that at the end of the day, that's what they want. They want to be noticed. They want to be talked about. They want to be in the news cycle. And here we are talking about it. I think at the end of the day, that's what they want.
All right, but think about it, especially a team like the Vikings, which are known, I mean, this is a really masculine team.
Yes.
Now, as all of those football players out there. I mean, you look at a football player, you think, oh boy, he's a big guy. So why would they want to go against type with their fans? I mean, their fans are beer drinking, horn wearing, blow the big thing out of making those horrible noises. Why would they think that having effeminate looking guys doing exactly what the women are doing, not doing something different, not being part of a squad where they're, doing lifts and all of that kind of stuff, but they're dressed just as scantily as the women are and doing the same kinds of movements? Why do they think that's going to appeal to their fans?
Do the fans care?
I don't know. Do they?
I don't know.
You're in Green Bay. Are you going to be watching the cheerleaders?
No, I'm watching the football game.
All right, but don't some people? Well, then why do they have them if nobody's looking at them?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm sure they're fine entertainment. I don't know, Libby, to answer your question. I think at the end of the day, like I said before, I think ultimately the goal is to be not just to your point, right? Like, are people looking at them? I think in Minnesota they are now. I think it's probably a win for them because we're talking about it. We're spending airtime on it. Newspapers are writing about the fact that there's a male cheerleader. That's great. That's fine. At the end of the day, I'm there for the football game. So I hope they're having fun. I hope they're good. I hope they're really good dancers or cheerleaders or whatever. Like at the end of the day, I'm not there for them, but I just want everybody to be happy at the end of the day. And if everybody's happy, we're good.
Okay. Do you like statistics?
I do like statistics.
Oh, good. Okay, then maybe you can tell me because I'm bad at math. So if you look at the teams.
So am I, so be careful.
If you look at the teams that have had male cheerleaders that are effeminate versus those that haven't, how many of them have winning records and have won the Super Bowl?
Oh, wow. This is fun. So here's one thing before I answer the question. the Packers technically don't have cheerleaders, or no, they do have cheerleaders. They don't have dancers, but they've had male cheerleaders for 40 years, I think, because they're
doing stunts. They're not.
They're not dancing.
They're not dancing like the girls are. Okay.
Right. They're not dancers. They're cheerleaders.
Right.
So they're doing the lifts and they're doing the stunts. So they've had them for 40 years. So obviously, I know the Packers have won Super Bowls.
Yes.
But the Vikings haven't. I can also point that part out.
You think okay. Well, I'm kind of looking at this right now, and I'm seeing, for example, teams without a male cheerleader this year include the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, they're pretty good,
that's
right?
Good, yeah.
They're pretty good.
They lost on Friday, but they are good.
Okay. The Lions, the Packers, neither of them have them. The Steelers don't have them. As a matter of fact, the Steelers don't have any cheerleaders. But the teams...
They do have Aaron Rodgers, though.
What's that?
I said they do have Aaron Rodgers, though.
Well, that's true. Don't get me started on that one. All right,
I kind of want to get you started, Libby.
But the thing is, the teams that do well just seem to have the sexy girls on the sidelines, if they have anybody.
Well, I don't know if there's a correlation there, but I appreciate the attempt.
All right. Well, now you've got an assignment. You can go check that out.
I needed to go do investigative journalism on male cheerleaders?
Well, yeah, with Mr. Irrelevant, I think that kind of fits the cycle now, doesn't it? But yeah, I mean, do you think that it's a distraction to have something like that rather than people talking about the Vikings as a team? Instead, they're talking about the two guys who are dressed scantily and doing the same dance moves as the other girls.
Well, I'm sure they're talented dudes, first off, right?
Yeah, no question.
I don't think they get there on accident. Yeah. And again, maybe I should bring my girlfriend in. My girlfriend, humble brag, was an NBA dancer. She worked for the Indiana Pacers for a few years.
Okay.
And she danced in the NBA. So she probably has a better opinion on this than me, Libby. We should talk to her.
I think we do. I think we do want to have her on.
Yeah, maybe we should call her. But I at the end of the day, again, I go back to what I said before. I think they want to be talked about, Libby. Like, we are spending airtime. We are talking about it. People are writing about it. People are angry about it. People are happy about it, right? I mean, there's a mix of emotions. It's evoked this, emotional reaction that I don't think it's ever. Have you ever been upset about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders before, Libby?
I was upset I didn't look. I was upset I didn't look like one.
Yeah, me too. Me too, by the way. Great Netflix documentary on the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and the process of making that team. But I think they're winning. Is ultimately my point, Libby. Like, I think they have gotten the win that they were looking for, despite the bad, the good. It's all publicity is good publicity. And I think ultimately that's where we've wound up with the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders.
But do you think it's going to come back to bite them? And I have two words for you. Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh, well, yeah. Do I think it's going to come back to bite them? Not in terms of, what do you mean by that, I guess?
Well, I don't know. I mean, will it come back where people are going to say, oh, come on, and maybe some ticket holders are going to give up their season tickets.
Well, that's bad on them, I guess. I don't know. At the end of the day, you're there for the football, not the cheerleaders. So if you're that upset, I think you need to look at a mirror much more than you need to look at the cheerleader.
All right. Well, you are in Green Bay because you're there for the football right now. You want to give us a prediction?
I'll give you a prediction. I think the Packers win today. It's a huge Week 1 matchup. The Detroit Lions have won the NFC North each of the last 2 years. The Packers are a playoff team each of the last 2 years, but looking to finally get back in first place. And this is obviously a great place to start. Week 1 against the reigning back-to-back NFC North champions. You've got, but that trade the Packers made 2 weeks ago, Libby, or a week and a half ago, for Micah Parsons is certainly going to come into play. He will play today for the Packers.
That was my other question. He is going to play?
He will play today, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN. We'll probably see him about 25, 30 snaps. He'll play on obvious passing downs and maybe some third downs, depending on the game situation in the third and fourth quarter. But he is a complete game changer. He's a game wrecker. That's a guy you're going to want to keep an eye on. And it will be easy because for the first time in 99 years, he's wearing the jersey number 1. The last person to do that, well, he's got the stadium named after him. Curly Lambeau, the last person to wear number 1 for the Packers. So it'll be a fun one. It's going to be a really good one on CBS beginning at 3:25.
And I know you'll be looking at them, not the cheerleaders, because you've got a cheerleader for a girlfriend, so why would you need to?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Alex Strouf, hey, Mr. Irrelevant, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Libby. Anytime.
It is 8:59 coming up after the news. It's new at 9. Oh, boy. Talking about games. Talking about taking candy away from kids. Yep, it's all ahead right here on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
I've always believed that great service makes all the difference. At Waterstone Bank, it's more than just banking. It's personal. When I needed help choosing an account, my banker took the time to understand my needs and guided me through my options. Thanks to her advice, I can watch my money grow, knowing it's secure.
Welcome to your Waterstone Bank, where community and personal service come together. Member FDIC.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car is not one of them. The national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adam.com.
We're sailing back to Pittsburgh and swiping all the booty when we get there.
Yelich taking off, Garcia not paying attention, and Yelich will steal third while the ball was still in the pitcher's hand.
The Brewers face off against the Pirates. Our Brewers Radio Network coverage starts today at noon. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 9 o'clock, it's 53 degrees in Milwaukee. Today, mostly sunny with a high of 67. Tonight, clear with a low of 48. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Nazir Spencer. The latest CBS News polls finds the majority of Americans are opposed to the National Guard. CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, was on CBS Face the Nation.
For proponents of this, many of them Republicans, they're saying it's effective about fighting crime. They say they'd support deploying the National Guard to other cities, like you mentioned, even to their own area, whether there's Democratic-run areas or Republican-run areas.
The poll was conducted with a nationally representative sample of nearly 2,400 U.S. adults interviewed between September 3rd and 5th, 2025. The victims of a deadly crash that killed 2 Marquette students have been identified.
The first victim is 20-year-old Noah Snyder, and the second is 19-year-old Scott Michaud. Both students played for the Marquette men's lacrosse team. They were killed when the car was struck at 27th Street in St. Paul around 5 Friday night. They were among 6 total people in the car. 4 others were injured, and 2 were sent to the hospital. A 41-year-old driver was taken into custody with charges pending. The crash comes just 1 week after the beginning of the school year. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
It's a newly renovated space for the community to learn and read.
Renovations for the Martin Luther King branch of the Milwaukee Public Library had been planned for 9 years. MPL Director Joan Johnson says with the branch now open, residents have access to resources including books and state-of-the-art technology.
We have the maker space where people can come in and create their own content working with our staff. We'll teach everybody how to use the equipment.
Residents like Shanita McMurdy say the new branch will help kids in the neighborhood.
I think that it's always great for a child to be able to just pick up a book, even when they're bored, just to be able to
pick up a book and learn something.
Sean Brindup, WTMJ News.
Cool and comfortable weather is forecasted in Green Bay as the Packers begin the regular season against the Detroit Lions.
Expected to make his Packers debut today, newly acquired pass rusher Micah Parsons. As for beginning the season against the Lions,
I never liked Detroit. I never liked them. Even when I was in Dallas, it was just always a heavyweight fight.
After arriving in Green Bay just over a week ago, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur is looking forward to turning him loose.
He's got an extremely high football IQ. I don't think he'll have any issues, so you're pretty specific with what you're going to ask him to do.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Coverage of today's game begins at noon on 94.5 ESPN. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time at 9:05.
Brake issues, electrical issues, four-wheel drive issues, exhaust issues, and even my car just won't start issues.
You name it, we fixed it.
So the next time you're due for service, drive it on into Richlands and let our ASE certified technicians get you fixed up and safely back on the road.
Nothing warms my heart more than seeing our customers drive out of here with big old smiles on their faces. And all the credit goes to our staff, the most friendly, honest, hardworking, knowledgeable people in the business.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to provide you with top-notch service.
And after your vehicle's been serviced, drop us a Google review and let us know how we did.
Because a Google review from you goes a long way. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
The Matrix bedroom from Penny Mustard is not associated with any major motion picture of the same name.
I think Hollywood was inspired by the Matrix bedroom.
Why do you say that?
The sleek design with angled lines and inset drawers?
Well, it is Penny Mustard's most contemporary bedroom.
You could almost say it's neo-contemporary.
I see what you did there.
The Matrix bedroom, starting at just $230 a month with no interest till September of 2028 through September 7th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
The Census Bureau says more than 12,000 Americans turn 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. Some Annex clients retire early. Some keep working because they love it. You know why? Because they've got custom plans built by fee-only fiduciaries. They identified their wants and needs, and we went to work. We want to do the same for you. Annex does financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers win their second game of the series against the Pirates 4-1. The final game of the series is today at 12:35. Our coverage begins at noon. The Green Bay Packers play their first game of the season against the Detroit Lions today. That game begins at 3:25 in Lambeau. Badger football wins 42-10 against Middle Tennessee Saturday evening, bringing their record to 2-0. They face Alabama next Saturday. Badgers sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited Siding and a whole lot more. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Here's your WTMJ forecast today. Mostly sunny with a high of 67. Tonight, clear with a low of 48 near the lakeside and 42 inland. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 53 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 9:08.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. And now it's time for New at 9.
And welcome back. What did you tell me, Nazir, off the air? You are friends with the Minnesota Vikings cheerleader?
Yeah, she we go way back to like high school. We haven't talked in a while, but
Oh, no, you have to call her for me and ask her what she thinks about her new teammates.
I will. Oh, she loves him. Yeah.
Okay, and then you got to report back next week.
I got you. Yeah,
okay.
I'll let you know for
All
sure.
right,
Yeah.
definitely. All right, you had a story earlier this morning about emotional support animals.
Yeah.
What is this again?
Let me read it for you.
Okay.
Forced to pay $20,000 after discriminating tenants with emotional support animals. That's the ruling a judge has put forward after an Appleton landlord refused for tenant Ashley Corazano's request to keep 2 cats and 3 rats as emotional support animals.
Stop right there. Stop. 2 cats
and 3 rats.
Yes,
shout out Sean Brenda. He found this story. Very, very interesting.
I get the cats. Actually, I don't understand why people need more than one emotional support animal. You would think you're a real emotional wreck if you need more than one. But 2 cats and 3 rats?
3 rats. 3 rats. And the Journal Sentinel reported that Krasno's case was taken by the U.S. Department of Justice in November of 2024. So it kind of got big. A little big. Under the law, landlords must allow tenants to keep emotionally supported animals if they provide documentation of a disability from a licensed health professional.
Right. And this person has just been awarded $20,000?
Yeah.
Think of all the cats and rats she can buy now.
Forced to pay $20,000.
Oh, she has to pay?
Yeah.
Oh, she has to pay.
After discriminating tenants.
No, wait.
The ruling
was it for the tenant?
the landlord had to pay $20,000.
Yeah, so now this woman, or it's a woman, right?
Yeah.
Who needs emotional support animals. Think of all the additional ESAs she can buy for $20,000.
Yeah, that'd be great.
More rats in the building.
What animals are you thinking?
Okay. All right, another story, and I'm sure you've heard about this one. It was about, 10 days ago or so that we heard the story from the U.S. Open where this guy took the hat literally out of the hands of a kid who had just gotten a signed thing by, I think it was Marchaks.
Yep.
Yeah. Remember that? Okay, and a lot of people were upset.
Yeah.
And they outed the Polish executive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He did apologize, but
Okay.
It's too late. He's already got the hat. And the
Right.
kid was traumatized.
Yeah.
But the kid, Marchak met him and gave him another signed hat and everything. And that was bad enough.
Yeah.
But then Friday night entered Philly Karen, who said, "Hold my beer."
Mm-hmm.
Friday night in Miami. I don't know that much about baseball, but apparently Harrison Bader hit a home run into the left field stands. All right. So, of course, what happens when people hit balls into the stand? Whether it's a home run.
Run to that ball, yeah.
Yeah, everybody goes to that ball. Foul balls, it happens here at AmFam all the time. Now, I'm the person who ducks and covers when I see the ball come because I don't want to get hit. But other people, they jump up and they're trying to get it. Well, it just so happened, because it's Miami, not many people were there to begin with. So there were a lot of empty seats in those stands where that ball hit. And when it hit, there was the usual scrum. Everybody ran towards the ball, which happens. And it's usually the first one there, first one to grab the ball, gets it, right?
Yep, of course.
So this happened.
Take that, you get it.
So this one guy's wearing a Phillies shirt. And remember, this is a Phillies player that hit the home run. Came running down the aisle. It was apparently landed in the same aisle as him. There was nobody sitting there. He ran. He got the ball. Went back to his seat because his little boy, Lincoln, was celebrating his birthday.
Yeah.
So what do? You give the ball to the birthday boy.
Of course.
Everybody does. I mean, if I were, I'll tell you something. If I were at a game and I happened to catch a ball, which is extremely unlikely. If there were a little kid sitting around, I would give them the ball because I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't, what's a ball? So I would give them the ball. But no, not Philly Karen, because out of nowhere, as the man has given the ball to his birthday son and is embracing him, and the little boy's so happy, and apparently they were, they had the camera on him because this was pretty cool. And Philly Karen came out of nowhere, put her hand on the man, and here's what happened. And so, I don't know if you heard that.
Why would he give it back?
Well, did you hear that woman?
I mean,
that was from a distance because there were people standing around and they taped. Why did you take my ball? What's my ball? Give me my ball. Give me my ball. And she put her hands on this man. Now, what's the man going to do? He's a man. She's a woman. Is he going to, brush her away? No, because then he'd be touching her. So he took the ball out of this kid's glove and gave it back to her. And she got really full of herself.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you got to remember, this particular woman, the reason I call her Karen, did you see that haircut?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Two-toned.
Yeah. Two-toned short hair.
Yeah, white on the top, black on the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's a typical Karen haircut.
She walked like one, too. She walks with authority up to him. You know what I mean?
I want to talk to the manager.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so she then went back to her seat, and the people around were very upset, and they started booing her.
Oh, yeah.
So what did she do? She did something very unladylike and made a certain gesture to the people in the crowd. Not good at all. But now the internet.
Oh, it's bad.
Or is it? Don't you want to know who that woman is? Because now they've already misidentified a couple of people. Oh. And it wasn't them. But people want to know who Philadelphia Karen is, who Philly Karen is with that ball. And they're not going to rest until they find out. Do you think she's dyed her hair by now?
No, not yet. She's probably had a little plan, to make sure people don't identify her pretty quickly.
Well, with that haircut, you would think it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty easy.
Yeah, it's too easy now. It's
How
too
many
hard to
people
avoid
do you know with two-tone hair?
Not many. I don't think anybody.
I mean, it's sort of like a reverse skunk with her.
Yeah.
And but what I'm really wondering is it you wonder, when did it become okay to take things away from kids?
It's never okay. If you go to a baseball game and you get the ball, that is yours. I don't know why he gave it back. That's why I'm stuck on.
Wait, you wouldn't have given it back?
No, it's my kid's birthday. I'll tell her to get out of my face. It's my kid's birthday. I got the ball fair and square. I took it off the ground. You had it. You let it slip, and I just grabbed it.
Do we know? Did she have it in her hand at any point?
You can't even see it. I mean, no, you can't.
Because it looked like it fell in the row in front of her.
Yeah, it looked like it fell in more the direction of him.
Unless she dove under that seat, chances are she never had her hand out.
It was like 4 people grabbing at it.
Yeah. It was like a scrum. It was all kinds of people there. But you wouldn't have given it back.
No, not a chance. Not especially for my son's birthday. No, not. That's what I'm stuck on. I don't know why I gave it back.
I mean, it turned out okay.
Yeah.
Because luckily, these teams are amazing because at the Marlins, the employees there saw it. They gave the boy a goodie bag. He got to come into the stadium afterwards. He met Harrison Bader, who hit that home run. He gave him an autographed bat. I mean, it was winning. Cool, yeah, and they're now saying there are people who want to give this kid World Series tickets. Yeah. I mean, he's doing okay. He's doing okay. But Karen, Karen is hiding.
Yeah,
Karen is hiding. But we want to find out who Karen is.
I'll find out.
Yeah. Oh, you're on it? You're going to check out.
I'm going to look it up.
But the other thing I'm wondering is Karen just waiting for Halloween?
Oh, that's a great question. What do you think she's going to do? She's going to
when the kids come to the door with their bags, she's probably going to take the candy out of their bags and slam the door. All right. Nizer Spencer, he'll be back with us again at 9:30. It is 9:17. We got sports right after this on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Update your home's exterior with new gutters. They're essential for controlling rainwater runoff. White, black, and brown aluminum gutters are in stock and ready to take home today. Aluminum gutters are on sale now in store and on Menards.com. Plus, check out the weekly flyer to view all our great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Matt LePay for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality selection and service. For over 90 years, Steinhoffels has helped Wisconsinites create the homes of their dreams and is 100% employee-owned. Steinhoffels has the largest selection of all the latest styles and all the best mattress brands. You'll find something for every style and every budget. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Brewers made the Pirates walk the plank last night in Pittsburgh. After 4 fairly uneventful innings, Jake Bauers stepped up to the plate.
3-0 pitch, he had a light, drills it to deep right. This is sailing back towards the wall. Goodbye. Jake Bauers, a 2-run home run on a 3-0 swing. And the Brewers have a 2-0 lead in the 4th inning.
Jackson Churio had a 2-run homer of his own in the 8th, and Pittsburgh just couldn't keep up with the Crew winning 4-1. The Brewers and the Pirates meet one more time in Pittsburgh this afternoon. Our coverage starts at noon. And the Packers face the Lions tonight in Green Bay. We'll be simulcasting Green Bay game night after the game here on WTMJ. In college sports, Badgers football wiped out the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders last night, beating them 42-10. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more. I'm Mark Wart for WTMJ Sports.
Did they say who caught those home runs?
They did not. I wish they had.
Now I want to kind of do a running thing on who catches the balls and what do they do with them.
That's a news story.
If you got a ball, if you were in the stands, what would you do with it?
I would probably give it to a little kid if there was one around. If there's no little kids around, I'm keeping it for myself because I've never caught a baseball.
Well, I've never caught a ball. Period. I'm afraid of balls because I had 4 brothers and they used to throw them at me, not to me. So I'm always afraid of balls.
That'll do it.
But you see these little kids in the stands at the baseball games with their gloves. They bring their glove to the ballpark, hoping that they just might get a ball, which is going to be like the biggest thing in their life for months.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's a big, big deal. Why would you take a ball away from a child? I don't understand that. It's 9:21 on WTMJ. Looks like today it's going to be a little bit on the cool side, but it is good football weather because we're only going to get up to about 67 degrees. Then tonight it's going to be clear. Down to 42 if you're inland, about 48 closer near the lake. Tomorrow a little bit warmer. It's going to be sunny, 71. And then on Tuesday, few clouds, but it's going to get warmer, 76 for a high. Then Wednesday and Thursday actually look like the pick days of the week, sunny and close to 80 degrees. Not so bad this week, is it? All right, those temperatures waking up around Wisconsin on this Sunday morning. In Brookfield, it is 54 degrees. Richfield has 53, Delafield's at 52, and we have 53 degrees at 9:22 on WTMJ. Coming up after this, whatever happened to Al's Walk and Run? We're going to tell you about it.
John Mercure here for Landworks Wisconsin. Are you looking at your yard and thinking about what could be? Not just new flowers, but a complete vision? A beautiful stone patio that flows into a winding garden path, leading to the perfect spot for a fire pit. Landworks Wisconsin specializes in bringing those big ideas to life. From the initial sketch to the final planting, their expert team manages the entire project, ensuring your new outdoor living space, the patios, the walls, the gardens, all work together in one seamless, stunning design. Start your transformation today at landworkswisconsin.com.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Well, for many years, Al's Walk and Run, named for legendary Marquette coach Al McGuire, happened every year. But it's now evolved into a newer and even more engaging event at the Milwaukee Mile. Joining us on our WTMJ hotline is Christine Baranowski from Rally Round for Children's Wisconsin. And Christine, tell us what's happening on Saturday.
Al's Run and Walk was, like you said, a beloved tradition in our community for 45 years, and it brought together kids, families, care providers, the community, really to support all the great work that's done at Children's Wisconsin and to honor caregivers, families, children, and the run-walk industry, so to speak. It's really become so saturated. And if you think about it, on any given Saturday or Sunday, there's multiple run and walks. And so over time, we really saw a steep decline in participation, in fundraising dollars. And so really, over the last few years, we thought about, we were still doing Al's Run, what could we do for the next 45 years that's going to be something unique, that's going to do the things that people loved about Al's Run and Walk, bring communities together, but that won't be a same old that any organization does. So we took some time after we did our last Al's Run and Walk a few years ago, and we really took some time to survey the community. We did some focus groups with longstanding participants and team captains and did some broad survey work, and really asked the community, what is it that you liked about Al's Run and Walk, and what would you like to see in a new event? So we really pulled all the good things of Al's Run and Walk and turned it into what is going to be on September 13th, Rally Round for Children's Wisconsin.
All right, what are some of the events that are going to take place? Because this is all happening at Wisconsin State Fair Park at the Milwaukee Mile.
Yes, it is. The reason we chose that location is because people found the work that we did with families and participants was that Al's Run and Walk was very cumbersome for families. They'd have to park at Summerfest grounds, take a shuttle bus to Marquette's campus where the start line was. And that's very complicated when you've got lots, kids in strollers, kids in wheelchairs, and then you do the walk, which ironically, that was the least favorite part about Al's Run and Walk was the actual walk portion. And so it really mitigates all of that transition. Parking is free, and parking is going to be very, very easy at the Milwaukee Mile. And it really brings everyone together in that regard. So people only have to park once, they walk into the Milwaukee Mile, and there's going to be so many activations throughout the day. It's really an all-day event. It's from 9 to 4. And there will be different zones of areas that people can do things. There'll be like a game zone. There'll be a family fun zone. There'll be an imagination station where people can do arts and crafts and science opportunities. And then there'll be kind of a chill station. We're calling it a relaxation station, where it's really going to be a sensory-friendly space for kids that maybe want to, sit and read a book, just really relax, do some yoga. And then people that want to walk or run or roll are going to be able to do that on the iconic Milwaukee Mile track.
We're talking with Christine Baranowski. She is with the Children's Wisconsin Foundation. And this Saturday, September 13th, there is a new event at the Milwaukee Mile, and they're going to be celebrating kids. Now, tell us what you need to do if you want to be involved, Christine.
People can register at childrenswi.org/rallyround. And kids 17 and under are free. We still want you to register them, but they're free. And then adults, we have $5 off. So it's $25 for adults, and parking is free, so you won't have to worry about paying for parking. People can go to that website and register all the way up through September 13th. Or if they want to show up at the day of, they can do that as well.
And you've got a lot going on, including a family fun zone, and you had mentioned the relaxation station, but you've also got Get in the Game, and that's going to be powered by the Milwaukee Admirals?
Yes, we are so fortunate. We have over 25 organizations and companies that have become sponsors for this event, and we really couldn't do this event without the amazing sponsors. And in that Get in the Game zone, there will be all different kinds of sports. There'll be video games. There'll be adaptive sports. There'll be basketball. The Marquette men's and women's basketball team will be there. Bango and the Rim Rockers are going to be there. There'll just be all different fun games for people to play.
And it goes on all day Saturday, September 13th. And again, that is going to be at the Milwaukee Mile. Christine, I think you're going to have a tremendous turnout. And let's hope for great weather, too.
We are looking forward to great weather, definitely. And we're so excited about the community's outpouring of support for this event. Children's Wisconsin was founded by the community over 130 years. And honestly, we can't do what we do at Children's Wisconsin without the support of the community. A lot of the things we do here are not covered by insurance and really are the right things to do for kids. And philanthropy is what helps us to do that. So we're really excited to have a great day on Saturday, September 13th.
Christine Baranowski, can't thank you enough for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Ken David Mazur's thoughtful and spectacular final season as music director of the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra kicks off in grand style as the MSO welcomes Stuart Goodyear to the Bradley Symphony Center as soloist in the Piano Concerto for the Left Hand by Maurice Ravel. This dazzling and inventive showpiece will be preceded by Swedish composer Andrea Torotti's festive overture. And then, in the second half, it's Richard Strauss's autobiographical work Ein Heldenleben, or A Hero's Life. With moving solos for the concertmaster, this piece features all that's best in Strauss, from its vast, sweeping design to lush harmonies and brilliant, masterful orchestration. The MSO's season opener, A Hero's Life, runs September 13th and 14th only. So reserve your tickets now while you still can. Visit MSO.org or call the box office at 414-291-7605.
It's 9:32, and we've got Nicer Spencer in the WTMJ Breaking News Center. I know people on the Marquette campus are still reeling over what happened on Friday evening.
Yes, thank you, Libby. The victims of a deadly crash that killed 2 Marquette students Friday night have been identified. The first is 20-year-old Noah Snyder, and the second is 19-year-old Scott Michaud. Both students played for the Marquette men's lacrosse team. They were among 6 people in the car. 2 were injured and sent to the hospital. A 41-year-old driver was taken into custody at the scene at 27th and St. Paul with charges pending review. The crash comes just 1 week after the beginning of the school year. A proposed public market in Brookfield could soon receive $14 million in grant money. The Journal Sentinel reports that the Common Council members approved the creation of the new tax financing district last Tuesday. Visit Brookfield is working with Ergen's development firm to help develop the 2-story public market that will have local eateries, bars, and shops in both an indoor and outdoor setting. Currently, Visit Brookfield is eyeing to buy 2 acres of land where the former Boston store was located at the Brookfield Square Mall. No timeline has been set yet for when the public market would be built. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly sunny with a high of 67. Tonight, clear with a low of 48 near the lakeside and 42 inland. Monday, mostly sunny with a high of 71. Tuesday, partly cloudy with a bit warmer and a high of 76. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 80. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 78. Right now in Sun Prairie, it's 53. In Oak Creek, it's 55. And in Milwaukee, it's 54 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:34.
Thanks so much, Nazir. September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and we'll talk about it right after this on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
There I was outside doing some yard work when I noticed my neighbor looking over his windows. He's climbing up and down his ladder, and I hear him holler to his wife, "Honey, we're going to need a few new windows." So I took a walk over and said, "Hi, Ron, do you mind if I take a look?" He said, "Go right ahead." And I said, "You know, the window itself, which is the framework to the glass here, looks fine. And the sill, which is the bottom of the framework, that's fine too. It's the glass that needs replacing. The seal must be broke, and that lets in the moisture we're seeing. That's why your windows are fogging up." And he said, "So I don't need new windows?" And I said, "No, actually, if you want, I can have the glass replaced, and they'll basically be as good as new. And believe me, it'll cost you a lot less than replacing these." This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 16 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
It's 9:36. Welcome back to Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. I'm Libby Collins. More than 49,000 people are lost to suicide each year in the U.S. That's an average of about 134 people every day. Well, joining us on our WTMJ hotline is Michael Lama. He is with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and they have a lot of different tools to help people in crisis. Michael, is there a profile for individuals who might be susceptible to taking their own life?
The highest risk populations are white middle-aged men, especially in rural areas, Native Americans, and senior citizens.
What are some of the warning signs that people might be in crisis?
What you want to look for is, are there changes in their normal behavior? If a person starts talking about possibly taking their life or expressing feelings of hopelessness, of having no reason to live, saying they're a burden, mood changes, they may display depression, anxiety, loss of interest, irritability, sleeping more than usual, sleeping less than usual, abusing substances. Those are all signs that someone might be contemplating suicide.
Nobody wants to overreact, but if you see those signs in somebody that you care about, what should you do? I mean, should you call it to their attention? Should you call in a professional? I mean, what steps should you take?
The first thing you should do if you're concerned about someone is talk to them. Ask them how they're doing. Tell them they don't seem like their usual selves. Is there something going on? And just try to have that conversation with them. And sometimes just having the conversation itself will help them get past a moment of crisis. But also, if you are talking with someone and you find out they're really struggling, then you can have them reach out to the 988 suicide hotline, or you can call the 988 number to get more information, to share with them information and resources. But I can't overstate how important it is just to have the conversation.
We're talking with Michael Lama. He is the Executive Vice President of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. You mentioned the 988 telephone number. Are there any other support and prevention programs that are available?
Well, the The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has a large number of programs. We have over 35 various programs, but I'll just touch on a couple of them. We have our flagship education program. It's called Talk Saves Lives. It's a program to basically teach a general audience about the issue of suicide and mental health, and then also some steps, some of the things I've already talked about how to have a conversation with people. Because again, as the title implies, talking to them can save their lives. We also have a program called Soul Shop, which is directed to the faith community, because we know many people, when they struggle, they go back to their faith, and it's important that we train people in that community about suicide and what to do. And then we have a program called Healing Conversations, which is for people who've recently lost someone to suicide, and we connect them with another person who's lost someone to suicide, who's further out from their loss and who's undergone some training, someone just to provide information and support and who's traveled a journey similar to theirs.
I know one of the programs that you have that brings communities together is the Out of Darkness Walks. Michael, tell us a little bit about that.
The Out of Darkness Community Walks take place starting in early September and run through early December. We have walks in 400 locations across the country in markets large and small. The walks do several things. One is they're our largest source of revenue, so they are a fundraising event. You don't have to fundraise to participate. There's no registration fee. There's no minimum to raise. We encourage people to raise money, and it's pretty easy, actually. If you send out a few emails, make some posts on social media, you'll be surprised at how many people will support you. But whether you raise money or not, we welcome everyone to the event. It's a great way just to bring people together, to reduce stigma when you come out and you're around several thousand other people. For this event, it really helps to reduce the stigma. It's a great way to educate people. It's a great way for people who lost someone or who personally struggle to come together and meet other people who have traveled that similar journey with them, and a great way to raise awareness about suicide prevention and mental health.
And Out of the Darkness Walk to support survivors of suicide is going to take place at Veterans Park on Sunday, October 5th. It's 9:41 on WTMJ.
Here at Richlands, we offer both comfort service and expert service.
Our comfort service comes with movie theater popcorn, hot gourmet coffee, upfront pricing, on-time scheduling, plus anything else we can do to keep you comfortable.
Put that on top of honest service from the most friendliest, hard-working people you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center, and well, we'd like to believe we're on the right track to meeting your expectations.
But when your check engine light, tire light, or any other light screams, "Service me," well, that means you're due for our other type of service.
Our expert service. Tires, brakes, belts, mufflers, transmissions, and even engine repair.
Come on into Richlands and put our expert service to the test.
And while you're relaxing, enjoy our comfort services too. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
I've always believed that great service makes all the difference. At Waterstone Bank, it's more than just banking. It's personal. When I needed help choosing an account, my banker took the time to understand my needs and guided me through my options. Thanks to her advice, I can watch my money grow, knowing it's secure.
Welcome to your Waterstone Bank, where community and personal service come together. Member FDIC.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Appliance Gallery on Wisconsin Avenue in Milwaukee, home to the state's most up-to-date luxury appliance showroom, featuring top brands like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Bosch, GE Cafe, and more. They work seamlessly with your designer or contractor. Customize with colors from Blue Star and True Residential. As a small family-owned business with one location, they handle everything from start to finish. Visit ApplianceGalleryWI.com or stop in today.
9:43. A heart-lung transplant is an extremely rare and high-risk procedure. In fact, the UW Heart Transplant Center has performed only 17 such procedures since 1989. 30-year-old Courtney Zablewski had been told she'd lose her life without that surgery, and she described receiving the call that would save her life. What was the day that changed your life?
January 1st, 2025.
What happened?
So my son's birthday is New Year's Eve. He had a lock-in
at a VR place overnight. I picked him up at 8 o'clock in the morning, drove 40 minutes home. At 9:15, I got the call that they had organs for me and to be at the hospital by noon.
What happened when you got to the hospital?
Just hang out and wait until they tell you that it's time to get ready for surgery. They told me to try to sleep, and I was pulled down for prep at 2 a.m.
What was the last thing you said to your husband before you went in?
That I loved him. That was it. Just that I loved him.
Courtney Zablewski's heart-lung transplant may have taken place 9 months ago, but she talked about wanting to return to a surprising and kind of a risky hobby. Do you feel like the same person as you did before the surgery?
Yeah, maybe a little more grateful than I was. I still do risky behaviors. Don't tell my team that.
Like?
But, skydiving. I haven't gone yet.
You plan on going skydiving?
Absolutely.
Soon?
Hopefully, yeah. I want to go before winter. My team told me to please weigh your risks. That, to me, isn't risky.
What do your husband, your mom, your son say about you wanting to go back and jump out of a plane?
My son thinks it's awesome. He wants to fly the planes. I'm not allowed to jump out of the plane that he flies, though. He made that very clear. My husband is very content on the ground. He will not step foot in a plane to jump out of it.
Courtney Zablewski is an amazing young lady who faced a dire prognosis. And she not only survived, but she has thrived. And she joins me this morning at 11 on WTMJ Conversations. It's 9:45. We're going to get up to about 67 degrees today. Right now, we're at 63 on WTMJ, and you are a minute away from sports.
I think it's coming from over here.
No, I think I hear it over there.
Hold on. Here it is.
That's the Perry Sleeper, one of Penny Mustard's most popular sleeper sofas.
Yeah, and I think I know who's sleeping on it. Come on, Ben. Wake up.
Huh? What month is it?
You mean, what time is it?
No, what month? I'm hibernating.
You can't hibernate.
Well, I couldn't until I found the Perry Sleeper. Sure, it's classy and comfy as a sofa, but this pull-out sleeper is unbelievable.
5 extra inches of mattress.
And no painful bar in the middle of my back.
It just might be the perfect sleeper sofa.
Ugh, I'm going back to sleep. I set an alarm.
For what time?
April.
The Perry Sleeper, starting at just $125 a month with no interest till September of 2028 through September 7th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Cannons were firing for the Milwaukee Brewers last night as they beat the Pittsburgh Pirates with 2 separate 2-run home runs. First one came from Jake Bowers in the 4th, and then Jackson Churio stepped up to the plate in the 8th.
The 1-1 pitch. This is hit in the air to left and deep. Pham is back at the track. It is gone! Jackson Churio goes deep. It's a 2-run blast, and the Brewers lead it 4-0.
The Pirates answered with 1 run of their own, but it wasn't enough to beat the Crew with a final score of 4-1. The Brewers and the Pirates meet one more time in Pittsburgh this afternoon. Our coverage starts at noon. And the Packers face the Lions tonight in Green Bay. We'll be simulcasting Green Bay game night after the game here on WTMJ. In college sports, Badgers football wiped out the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders last night, beating them 42-10. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more. I'm Mark Hort for WTMJ Sports.
Thanks a lot, Marquardt. It is up to 55 degrees at WTMJ.
We're sailing back to Pittsburgh and swiping all the booty when we get there.
Yelich taking off, Garcia not paying attention, and Yelich will steal third while the ball was still in the pitcher's hand.
The Brewers face off against the Pirates.
For second base, and Lockridge is safe. Lockridge steals the bag.
Our Brewers Radio Network coverage starts today at noon. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Why is the rum gone?
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
The following is a paid presentation. Advice and opinions expressed during the Sunday Sip are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Welcome to the Sunday Sip on 620 WTMJ. I'm Steve Scavidi, host of Point Taken. Great guest today. I've met him a bunch of times. Collison Morgan, Executive Director of City Forward Collective, a local nonprofit working to ensure that every school in Milwaukee is a great Milwaukee school. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me. Great to be here.
So I know you, but I want everybody out there to know a little bit about yourself. You're a Milwaukee native who's sort of this source and expert on education. What's your story?
Yeah, so I'm a Milwaukee kid, born and raised in Sherman Park. I'm a product of our city's public and private schools. I started at Milwaukee Public Schools, ended at a private school. Education for me was foundational in my household, and that led me to Harvard for an undergrad, University of Chicago for a graduate school, and a career as a classroom teacher, a district administrator, and now on the other side of the table advocating for the schools that every one of our kids deserve.
Harvard education makes sense, knowing you. Well
Thank
earned,
you.
well deserved. All right, so let's talk about City Forward Collective. You lead that organization. For the folks who haven't heard about you or the organization, what's your mission? Why does Milwaukee need this kind of work?
Look, my family and families across Milwaukee are working hard to get their kids a great education. And we at City Forward Collective believe that every one of our kids in our city deserves an excellent school, an excellent education at a high-quality school. One that prepares them for work and for life. If that's going on to college, if that's going directly into career, whatever they choose to do to thrive, we want to make sure that they're getting the education that prepares them for it. So our mission is to transform our city's educational ecosystem to ensure that every Milwaukee child receives an excellent education.
Break it down for us. Every kid, every school. What does it actually mean in real life, real time in the schools?
It's a great question, right? We have this rich array of schools in our city. But it's really complicated to navigate. Public schools, private schools, charter schools, north side, south side, all the different things. We think that it shouldn't be that hard for a parent to find a great school. Choose the one down the street, choose the one across the city. Whatever your choice is, it should be a high quality choice. And so that's why we're committed to working with all of our schools and all of our kids.
One of the things that I love in talking to you is, one, you know what you're talking about, but two, I think it's important to have these types of conversations about education, and we're going to have some news on that on my program going forward, but having these conversations on local radio, what's at stake for Milwaukee families when it comes to education?
Look, we have spent a lot of time in the last years talking about some of the challenges at some of our schools, right? And it's an important conversation. It's a conversation we need to have, and we got to continue having it. There are good things happening in our school buildings across our city every day, and we want to spend some more time lifting that up. There are some real challenges that we continue to face. We want to be honest about confronting them. I often say that nothing changes until we first face it. And so my hope is that in opening this conversation, we can continue to face the challenges, not just when it's top of the headlines and top of the 6 o'clock news, but on an ongoing basis, so that we're continuing to do the work that we have to do to give every kid an education they deserve.
Collison Morgan joining us from City Forward Forward Collective, executive director of that great organization. So I love the fact that we're talking about this education. I'll ask it this way. A lot of the focus has been on the negative. You just mentioned this. There's also a lot of great stories. We have to, I think, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, tell those great stories going forward.
Absolutely, absolutely, right? Great education shouldn't be about luck. It shouldn't just be about where you lived. It's about dedicated educators, passionate parents working together as partners to ensure that every one of our kids gets what they deserve. And I think we can foster that conversation, right? We've talked about the challenges. We talk a lot about the funding gaps and the honesty gaps, and those are real. We got to deal with them. But we got to deal with that from the standpoint of we believe in our kids. We know the possibility and the potential that's in every single one of them, and we want to ensure that every one of them meets it.
One of the great things about this medium of radio is it reaches people in their homes, in their cars, individually or collectively as a family. So I want you to sort of speak to the Milwaukee parents that are out there making those decisions, important decisions about their kids' education. What do you want them to know about the work that you're doing at City Forward Collective?
Look, I'm a parent myself, and I want any other parent like me that's going through the process. You know, we're getting our kids ready to go back to school. We just had our first day a couple days ago. I want them to know that they're not alone, that they're doing their part, working hard, making sure that their kids are showing up in school every day. Attendance matters. Making sure that they're sitting, having conversations, reading at home, all the things that we know we need to do as parents. I want them to know that they've got partners in the schools that exist in the city across the board. Educators, teachers, leaders. People don't get an education because they don't care about kids. And so I want us to find that place where we're all working together to ensure that every one of our kids is getting the education they deserve.
I'm just throwing this at you because we've had such great conversations in the past, and we'll have great conversations going forward. But how much do you love your job?
Amongst other things, sometimes I got to spend time lobbying. I love being able to say, like, I lobby for kids. I work for kids every day. I love being able to ensure that every kid gets an education that they deserve.
I'll surprise you with this one as well. Yeah. If folks want to find out more about City Forward Collective, how can they do that? Great question.
You can find us. Our social media handles are CFC_MKE, or you can find us on our website, www.cityforwardcollective.org.
He is Carlson Morgan. He's Executive Director of City Forward Collective, a local nonprofit working to ensure that every great Milwaukee school is available for every Milwaukee family, doing great work in that area. We're going to have some exciting news to talk about going forward. Well, we won't announce it today, but I want to thank you for coming on the Sunday Sip.
I'm so excited for what's coming ahead, so thanks.
Yeah, Carlson Morgan, you're listening to Sunday Sip. We love to do these conversations. If you'd like to be part of that as well, WTMJ.com. You can always hear us on Point Taken as well, 10 to 12, 620 WTMJ. This has been the Sunday Sip.
It's going to be mostly sunny today with a high of 67, then clear tonight. Temperature's a little bit chilly still, 42 if you're inland, 48 near the lake. Tomorrow looks mostly sunny, 71. Gets a little bit warmer as the week goes on. Tuesday, got a few clouds, but it's going to be up to 76 degrees. By Wednesday, we expect to be back into the 80s under mostly sunny skies, and same thing on Thursday, mostly sunny. Temperatures hovering just below 80 degrees. As you're waking up around Wisconsin, on this Sunday morning. In Muskego, you've got 56 degrees. Lake Geneva is at 56. Port Washington, you have 57, and we're up to 55 degrees at WTMJ at 9:57. We've got a big day ahead, so you want to stick around. Coming up right after the news, it's Adam Roberts. He's got that reporter's notebook. Then I'm going to return at 11 o'clock, we're going to be talking with Courtney Zabluski. She received a heart-lung transplant back on January 1st. What an amazing young woman, and I think you will be really fascinated by what happened to her, why she needed a heart and a lung at the age of 30, and also what she's doing in her life now. It's absolutely interesting. All right, and then at 12:05, you've got your Brewers coverage, and we've got Green Bay game nights beginning right after the Brewers. I'm Libby Collins. Thanks for joining us today, and happy Grandparents' Day.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned